figure it out because I imagine there are a lot of people like, hey, I wonder what the tech world is like. What is it like
Yeah, for
working there?
sure.
What does it take to get in there? What is it like? And between the two of us, I think we have a great, unique perspective on all this stuff. And again, it's a forcing function for us to jump on and talk shop and talk about all the stuff that we love, which is, entrepreneurial things, and people can hopefully learn
Yeah.
from us, ask questions, jump in. We'll tag this up in the trailer. I'll put all of our LinkedIn, their company bios, and all that good stuff down below, so you can learn more and just enjoy the channel. We'll just kick off with, all right, welcome to the Rush Hour podcast. I'm TW. This is Justin. I know you're probably joining this channel for the first time. Thought we'd give you a little background on both of us. Justin can jump in with, a little bit about who you are, where you came from, why we're doing this. I feel like that'd be great for our audience to hear, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's like very existential, but I'll try to go into some of the basics. But yeah, East Coast guy, born in Queens, but raised in Jersey. Attended Harvard for college, did anthropology there, which I know is kind of like random. We can probably get more into that later, but it's where I had my first real entrepreneurial experience. And it was selling, apparel at the time, which I just say selling apparel. It was me selling T-shirts on campus, but it basically gave me kind of that spark of what entrepreneurship could be like. And at Harvard, I was pretty involved in the social scene on campus and with leadership opportunities for a lot of Black student groups. After undergrad, went to Microsoft. That was my kind of first role in tech as a product manager on the Office business in the enterprise space, and that's about as exciting as you might imagine. Selling Office and OneNote as part of like Office 365. But I found that that is where I became enamored with tech and the industry and kind of like the things that could be created with software. So that was, it was a great experience in terms of the introduction. But I want to do something that was a little more consumer focused and get my kind of marketing chops up as well. So I ended up moving back to the East Coast from Seattle. Also allowed me to be, with my now wife, who was on the East Coast as well in business school. But it was at Amex, working on their consumer business, and was there for a few years. Just at a company that was really really strong, like with marketing, and helped me get my experience up there. And from there, I was basically like, I want to do something. I want to kind of get back to that entrepreneurial spirit that I had in undergrad, and decided to go to business school. Now, I know it sounds really counterintuitive to like want to go to business school after, I want to do some entrepreneurial. Let me go to business school. It doesn't make any sense, but just stick with me. Basically, what I was trying to do, I was at Tuck, and I was trying to leverage it as like an opportunity to kind of get something off of the ground and be away in the woods and just figure out if I could make something happen. And around that time, my brother had a idea for a Black dating app. This is around the time that Tinder was really big. Think of like 2014, 2015, where these apps were starting to pop up. It was less of a social faux pas, but wasn't a lot of great stuff for Black folks. So that's what I worked at in the middle of the woods on this dating app for a few years with my brother, kind of doing marketing and product. We had another technical co-founder, and we were just kind of like the three musketeers, man, trying to make this thing happen out there. And ultimately, we launched the app. We actually launched at Howard University. And for the next 2 years, was working pretty much fully on that. We won some money through Dartmouth Ventures, which allowed me to leave business school after the first year. I never graduated business school, so maybe that'll be something to kind of talk about, going to business school and leaving at some point. But worked on that for 2 years, and then our team was acqui-hired by a tech company in Silicon Valley called IfWe, and one of the first people I met there was T-Dub. In fact, he was my kind of first boss, like in real tech space. And, we formed a strong foundation for a friendship there. And that experience was also the foundation for like a career in tech and startups. So I went on to join and build out startups in the live streaming space, gaming space, social consumer space, including some stints at Twitch, which I also work with TW at, building out the performance marketing team. And then later, as the first marketing hire at a company called Backyard that was essentially building live streaming capability, gaming into a live streaming capability. And that company was acquired by Discord. So kind of been on this tech startup grind for a number of years now. And, when I'm not just killing myself on kind of early stage startup stuff, about a stealth startup now, I just can't get away from this career path, I guess, for one reason or another. But I live with my wife and twin daughters in Oakland, California, which is normally beautiful, but it's been really crappy lately. So that's a bit about me. Kick it off to Teed Up.
All right, I thought I'd give a little background on myself. As you can tell from my background, Virginia, born and raised Charlottesville, Virginia.
Very subtle.
Very, yeah, it's not hard to tell. But I graduated a long time ago, '99, and sort of came out to the Bay Area with hopes and dreams of being a millionaire and figuring out this .com thing. I've always had this like entrepreneurial spirit, and I thought I'd come out, for the .com boom. Back then it was Pets.com and Palm Pilots and all of that. And I kind of just figured I'd give it a shot. Flew out here with a backpack and the hopes and dreams. And now I'm like 25 years in. Multiple companies. I've kind of been through the ringer with startups and IPOs and mergers. I mean, I was at Zynga when we IPO'd. That was great. It was one of the first marketing hires for Farmville, and all of the poker games and all the Words with Friends, all that stuff. But you've seen the gamut. I was at StubHub early on as a contractor. Started at 3Com and Palm. I can kind of give you the list. But yeah, we also went to If We, which is a tag dating app. We can get into that story. That's how I met you from your intro. And, we both went to Twitch for many years. We were at Twitch for 4 or 5 years, saw the crazy growth as part of the growth team. Our plan was obviously to kick off a pandemic to really boost everything.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. Totally worked, So been through, obviously, with Amazon and sort of that massive conglomerate that Jeff Bezos built. We've sort of seen the insights into that, and we could talk about that. And now, I went to Golden, a sports collectibles company. Now I'm at a little startup in literally a team of 4 or 5 people in San Francisco. But we thought, what better way to sort of connect than have a podcast? I do a podcast for UVA basketball with another company that I run called Locker Room Access, and Justin and I went to dinner one night where I was just like, we should do one. There's nothing out there that kind of like talks about I don't want to say normal people, but like people that moved out to the Bay or in tech that are minorities that are trying to figure it out. Because I imagine there are a lot of people like, hey, I wonder what the tech world is like. What is it like?
Yeah, for sure.
What does it take to get in there? What is it like? And between the two of us, I think we have a great, unique perspective on all this stuff. And again, it's a forcing function for us to jump on and talk shop and talk about all the stuff that we love, which is, entrepreneurial things. And people can hopefully learn from us, ask questions, jump in. We'll tag this up in the trailer. I'll put all of our LinkedIn, their company bios and all that good stuff down below, so you can learn more and just enjoy the channel. We'll just kick off with kind of random topics that we think are interesting and are helpful, and we'll take suggestions as we go as well. So definitely hit us up, comments below. This is just getting started now. You'll see the date on here. 2024. Happy New Year, everyone. And let's just get going.